Hello, I welcome you all to this wonderful session where we are going to revise through these exam questions. So, this is biology paper 2 theory that was written on 30th October 2018. So, I just want us to revise through this paper. The first question, so I'll just answer question 1 and question 2. The first question is saying figure 1.1 and 1.2 shows specialized cells F and E. So E and F. These are specialized cells. We are given these two specialized cells. The first question is saying, identify the cell labeled F in figure 1.2. What is the name of this cell, this specialized cell? The name of this specialized cell is a white blood cell. So that one is a white blood cell. This is what we get to do. We say it is a what? A white blood cell. Since it is a white blood cell, but we can go in details where we get to say that that is a phagocyte. So we say that it is a what? It is a phagocyte. This is what I'm supposed to do. I move to the next question, which is saying, which feature in the diagram enables you to identify cell F in A1 above? So one feature that enabled me to identify that this one is a white blood cell, to be specific, a phagocyte, it's the type of a nucleus it is having. Because I know that the phagocytes, these are the blood cells that get to fight diseases in the body by engulfing the bacteria. So have you seen the way the nucleus is? It is having what we get to call a robed nucleus. So this is one feature that enabled me to identify that it is a phagocyte. So I guess you are knowing how I'm revising with you these questions. If they are to come in an exam, you must be able to answer them. We go to B1. Figure 1.1 shows a group of similar cells. What term is used to refer to such a group of cells? So a group of cells is called a tissue. This is what you are supposed to know. The group of cells is called a what? A tissue. So if I tell you, what do we call a group of small units of living? We know that a cell is a small unit, a smallest unit of a living organism. So a group of units of living organisms is called a tissue. So a tissue is just a group of similar cells. We move now to B2. Suggest a region in the human body where figure 1.1 is found. So what is the name of that cell first? We need to identify the name of that cell. The name of that cell is called, those are what we get to call ciliated cells. So where do we find these ciliated cells? We can find them maybe in the nose, also in what we can say in the what? In the trach. This is where we can find those ciliated cells. Then last question here is telling us to say, give one function of the part labeled G. The function of the part labeled D. Labeled G in figure 1.1. 1.1, this one. This is called cilia. So what is the function of cilia? The function of the part labeled G is to trap dust particles. We can just say the function of that part is to do what? Is to trap. So I'm going to say the function is to trap dust particles. So this is what we are supposed to know. I guess I'm able to help you revise through. So we are still answering these questions. So those of you that could like to join my online lessons, you want to get a distinction in biology, I do offer tuitions. This is my number. This is my WhatsApp number. You can WhatsApp me then I add you to the group. You get to attend lessons. So this is how I want us to be doing. So I guess you are able to see these things. So we now move on to the next part. So this is the last part. That this is C. The question is saying, state 2 specialized cells found in plants. So we've got a lot of specialized cells that are found in plants. One of them, these simple ones, we can just say root air cell. So we can say root air cell. Then we can also talk of a parasite cell. So we can also talk of a parasite cell. So these are guard cells. There are a lot. So just mention them. We move now to this question that is saying, for one named specialized cell in C1 above, explain its function. You get to explain, for example, if you go to this one, if you mentioned this one, we've picked root air cell. So what is the function of this root air cell? You discover, you say root air cell, so that they know. So you've said root air what? Root air cell. What is the function of a root air cell? The function of a root air cell is to absorb. So we are talking about what? To absorb water and mineral salts. To absorb water and what? Mineral salts. So to absorb water and mineral salts from the soil. From the soil. So this is what we are supposed to do. I guess you are able to see how I'm answering out these particular questions. We are revising through, and this is how you are supposed to be answering questions in an exam. We move now to question number 2. So we move now to question 2. Question 2 is saying, figure 2.0 shows the alimentary canal of a human being. So this is a alimentary canal. You must be able to label this diagram. So if we are to label this diagram, you need to tell me that we've got M. So we'll start with H. We need to label this so that we know what we are dealing with. This is called the esophagus. So it is called esophagus. Then we go to G. What do we call this J? This J, the J is the stomach. So that one is the stomach. Before you answer the question, you must be able to label down all this. This one that is here, this is a pancreas. So that is a pancreas. We move to L. These are large intestines. These are what? Large intestines. We move to M, that is the liver. So I'm going to say that is the what? The liver. So that is the liver. We've labeled all these. You need to know how to label them. We move now to this question that is telling us, identify the parts labeled H and J. So we need to identify the parts labeled H. H, I've said that is the what? Esophagus. Esophagus. What is J? I've told you that that is the stomach. So that is the stomach. When we move to these questions that are telling us, the question is saying, explain the functions of the parts labeled K and L. The part labeled K. K, that is the pancreas. What is the function of the pancreas? Is to produce the pancreatic juice. So the function, we are just going to say, that is the what? You said that is the pancreas. So what is the function? We are going to say to produce pancreatic, to produce what? To produce pancreatic juice. So it produces the pancreatic juice. this pancreatic juice that gets to be produced contains some enzymes that complete the digestion in small intestines. So this the one gets to contain, so I'll say which contains some enzymes, which contains enzymes. So it gets to contain somewhat some enzyme that gets to complete digestion in the what, in the small intestines. When we go to this L is called a large intestine. This one gets to complete digestion in the small intestines. Then we go to the large intestines. What are the functions of what is the function of the large intestines? The function of that is just we just say absorption. So absorption of water. Absorption of what? Absorption of water and mineral salts. Absorption of water and mineral salts. This is where absorption of water and mineral salts occurs from. That's where this gets to occur from. So we are done with this part. We move now to the next question. So the next question is under, this is a C. So this is the next question. They're telling us on this same diagram, label on figure 2.0, this is 2.0, the structure where bowel is stored with what? That with the letter X. So we label with letter X. So I want you to understand that bowel salt is produced by the liver and stored by the what? Bladder. So which means that here where we get to bowel is stored, you need to know that it is the what? It is in the liver. So there, that's where we're going to put X. Then hydrochloric acid is produced. Hydrochloric acid is produced in the stomach. Where are we having the stomach? There. That's where I'm going to put a Y like that. So I'm done with that particular question. I move to D1. So I move to D1. D1 is saying state one metabolic function of the part labeled M. What is this part labeled M? The part labeled M, the liver. What is the function of the liver? Liver gets to have a lot of function. If there is one organ that has got a lot of functions in the body, is the liver. So one of the functions is that it breaks down. So I'm going to say it does what? It breaks down. So I'm going to say it breaks down and stores what? It breaks down and stores poisonous substances. So poisonous substances. This is what you are supposed to know and understand. I guess we are moving together just like this. We move now to the next question. The next question is telling us to say, describe two ailments which can result when structure M is not functioning well. When the liver is not functioning well, you discover that you get to have loss of appetite. So loss of what? Loss of appetite. There is loss of appetite, and you discover that you get to have some fatigue. So this fatigue, we get to call them as persistent tiredness and weakness. There are a lot of some ailments that you get to have. So these are ailments, you discover that the dangers, or if the liver is not functioning well, if there is a dysfunctioning of the liver, these are some results that you get to expect. These are the challenges or the diseases that get to be there. So these are the questions that I just wanted us to revise through, question 1 and question 2. This is where we get to end from. Thank you so much for connecting. So we end here. The same number that I gave you, if you want to join us, I'm here to prepare you for your exams. Thank you so much.